What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is January 11th, a Tuesday, and today we're going to be talking about a highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto themed game called the SYN City token. Now, this token has been highly anticipated. Many people have been waiting for this token to launch, and there are a few things that we want to address today and how we could plan to buy this token at the right time and at the right place. Now, before we begin, before we dive deeper into this project, be sure to like that button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to join our Patreon page to know all the insider trading tips and more. So with that said, guys, let's dive deep into this because this is something that you guys have requested, and we're going to find out what is the best option to acquire this token. First, we're actually going to look at the game itself real briefly. And as you can see here, the gameplay and also the visual graphics seems really compelling and very attractive, right? This is something that we would expect out of AAA game studios to be participating in terms of their presentation. Now, when you look over here, you can see that it's easy to select your characters and you can select your gang that's going to be participating in these fights as well. And each one has its own ranking, stars, and everything. And so this is quite interesting in terms of how everything's going to interact. And one of my favorite ones is this gameplay, which is showing how you, the player, will be seeing on your side, on your screen, fighting your opponent. And of course, this is going to be on a global map that's going to replicate what the actual world looks like. So there's like the States, there's China, there's Russia, and you can choose which country you want to represent. And so that's really cool to show that gameplay is really authentic. And also, this is a great way to see the overall map as well, and kind of the city landscape. So you could possibly buy plots of land right there. Another thing I want to address is the engine, the game engine that's usually built on. And so sometimes there are some gaming companies that usually use Unreal Engine. This one's using Unity, and Unity is a different engine that helps build these graphics as well. And you can see from this demonstration how they do that. Now, what I also find interesting is that their mafia is going to be a decentralized autonomous organization. So players can stake SYN to generate power. Only the top 7 leaders with the most power will be allowed to join the committee, and the committee is going to be like the strong committee within the mafia. So I think that's really cool. And also, you can stake your SYN tokens. They could be transferred or traded. You can also acquire them by staking them as well. So there is the synthetic SYN token. So that's something within the game as well. And just know that the SYN token is built on ERC20, which is a governance token built within the Ethereum blockchain. Now let's talk about the utility. Now, utility is actually really important as well because you need to know that SYN is the governance token, right? So if you're wondering, should you buy SYN, should you buy Power? Well, SYN is going to be the governance token, and most likely Power is going to be the in-game currency token that helps circulate the amount of money flowing within the ecosystem, and that it provides at least some currency for players to buy anything they want, from weapons to hopefully vehicles, but plots of land as well. But the governance token allows for voting rights, and that's usually the most common case. And the last thing I want to show you is the tokenomics, because I think this is really important. So you must know that there are 10 billion tokens in supply right now. And to me, that's actually quite a bit in terms of a governance token. And so I'm not sure which round we are in terms of these private round sales. But if you think about it, it's kind of a lot, right? I mean, just the seed investors, they have around a 10% allocation, which is around 1 billion. And then they're circulating like 75 million, 25 million. I mean, that's a lot, right? And you got to imagine how much the team and advisors and treasurers are getting. And right down here, you can see that each one has its own vesting schedule, meaning unlocking period. So there are some people who can unlock their periods whenever needed, and then there are some they're locked within a certain amount of time. This allows for the game to not have a pump and dump, but still you need to keep aware that some of these people can be unlocking their tokens at any moment in time, and that's important for you to know. So that's basically it right there. So as you're aware, many different investors have participated in this token, and a lot of different YouTube influencers to also people who are invested in this crypto space as well. There are people also in Illuvium, CoinMarketCap. I mean, the list goes on and on. This has a pretty broad team of investors, but also there are some anticipations on terms of the gameplay, which we have not seen fully integrated as of yet. So all we're really seeing right now are demonstrations, demos, and also trailers. But a lot of this is just for showing you the potential of what the game's going to look like. So, with this homepage, it does kind of give you an outlay of what the gameplay could be, but is it the actual final product, or is this just a demonstration? So it's enough to get people interested in the game, but we want to be sure to buy the SYN token at the right time. So what's going on? Well, it's going to be launching on Copper Launch. If you're not familiar with Copper Launch is usually based on the Ethereum blockchain. Whenever you buy tokens, it's going to be sold through the Ethereum blockchain. So recently they announced on their Twitter page that there was going to be a token launch, and on that Twitter page, they announced that a major event update, SYN City Auction Launch, will be happening on Copper Launch. And that was supposed to happen on January 8th through the 10th. And what happened was they had to delay it. So given their tweet, it said, given the uncertainty on the market, we are advised by our community and advisors to postpone the IDOs and Copper Launch to a later date. This is to be determined. We want a successful launch for the sinners, and we'll get back to what the launch date is shortly. So usually when this happens, and this has happened before, where token launches were delayed based on the date that they were supposed to launch, either if it was supposed to be launched on an exchange or on an auction launch. Now, when this happens, they do say we can't release it because of the market. And that's because they're looking out for their seed investors. They're looking out for their early private investors as well. This isn't supposed to help out IDO investors because they want the token to launch at a higher price point. And so I can understand why any developer team and any gaming team would want to do that, because they want to protect the interest of their early investors. So is this something to feel very fishy about? I think it's completely normal given that the market is in a little bit of a bear market, but that doesn't stop this token from launching, and it will launch at some point. And I don't think we're going to get out of this bear market in the next week or two or month. I think it's going to be, take them out about that time to fully recoup ourselves back into an uptrend. So SYN City is not going to wait until that to happen. It's going to happen very soon, hopefully within the next week or two. So I want to prepare you guys for that token. And in other news, this celebrity, Kylie Jenner, who you guys already know, and if you've seen other YouTube influencers, they'll talk about this. And as much as this feels very bullish in terms of the SYN City culture, their fan base, keep in mind, whenever you have celebrity endorsements, you have to be very careful, because I tend to see a trend. Whenever celebrities, athletes, or any other celebrity tends to get involved in cryptocurrency, things tend to tank and things tend to be manipulated. They see this as an advantage. If maybe it's like private whales who buy a ton of coins, they see this as an opportunity to dump on those who are new to the space. And you just have to be very careful. So what I'm going to show you is where SYN City token is going to be launched, and also how other tokens have launched under Copper Auctions launch. So as you're aware, SYN City is not available yet, but the ICO will be launching on Copper Launch. So I want to show you two tokens. There was this one token called Rainmaker Games. Now, Rainmaker Games is supposed to be kind of a guild or a hub for games to come by and like auction off their NFTs. Or not auction off, but to sell their NFTs, to inquire all these games to come to this one hub to kind of incentivize other people to go to their hub to build their network. Well, when they auctioned off, they started off at around $1, went up to as high as $1.42, and at the end of the auction, it ended at 69 cents. Well, check this out. When it first came out, it came out at 59 cents, went up as high as $1.30, but now it is at 50 cents. So in a way, when these token launches, you're ending up maybe paying for the same amount and maybe make maybe a little profit, but you're not getting these in the pennies, right? So that's Rainmaker Games, and I want to show you that because this is the same platform that SYN City is going to launch on. What's another one? GuildFi token. Now, I participated in the GuildFi token because I sensed a lot of potential within GuildFi. And when it started off at around $1, went up as high as $4.37, and then it started trading sideways for some time. And at the end of the auction, ended at $4.03. Well, what happened to that token? Well, when it first started, it started off at $3, and now it's at $1.83. Now, why am I showing you this? It's because when you participate in these auctions, right, you're participating in the Ethereum blockchain. So what do I mean by that? you're paying for gas fees. So when you participate in these auctions, right, you're going to choose your token and you're going to end up buying that token for that fee, but you're also going to be paying a gas fee on top of that, right? And what I'm worried about is if you participate in Copper Launch, you're going to be spending more money than what you should be spending. So here's an example. We're going to go back to Rainmaker Games in GuildFi. So let's go back to Rainmaker Games. So if you were to buy the Rainmaker token, the Rain token on Copper Launch, you'd be paying the amount that you pay for the token, the gas fee. And you wasted money on that gas fee when you could simply have waited and bought it on either Huobi Global or a PancakeSwap or MEXC. All three of these, you can pay a very minimal gas fee. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars. It's like literally mere pennies. And when you look at GuildFi, same thing. GuildFi is now listed on Gate.io and MEXC. What I'm saying is, when the token launches, wait for it to launch on public exchanges. Do not buy it on Copper Launch. You may feel like you're going to FOMO and miss out on this, but trust me, you're not. This is just my own opinion and from my own experience participating in Copper Launch. So what I will wait for this token to appear on either Gate.io, MEXC. So why go through the fees of going on Copper Launch and paying for the SYN City token? It just doesn't make sense. I'm not going to pay, if I buy $1,000 worth of SYN City and it's an auction, the price will fluctuate regardless. Why would I want to pay a little extra for the gas fee to think that I'm actually getting in early? And the thing is, many investors don't know this when they participate in these auctions. But now you watching this video, you are more informed. Do not fall for the auction launch. Wait for the token. It's going to take maybe a week or two. Be patient. And so there you go, guys. That's pretty much it. That's the key to getting this token at a good price, and just be patient. The market is down, so that means this token is not going to launch at a really high price, but the Copper Launch will launch the token at its high price. So wait patiently. I know this is very exciting, but you guys don't waste money. Be very careful, and just know that this is just my opinion. All right, this is not financial advice. You guys should do your own enter and exit strategy, and this is going to be helpful for you to determine when you're going to be partaking in this token. All right, so guys, that's my tips for you guys. I hope that this has been very helpful. Be sure to leave a comment down below on what your plan is to enter into this token, and maybe when you plan on exiting. And also, are you bullish on the game itself? What are your favorite elements of the game? I want to hear it down in the comments. So guys, don't forget to like that button, smash up that like button, and I will see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the global crypto assets exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.